Break par series, where if you were going to go and try and break or not break par somewhere, where would you go?
I'd probably pick there's two in the southwest. I'd
Yep.
pick St Mellion, the Nicholas course,
Yes,
because I don't think
definitely.
I'd break 100 around there. And I'd pick Saunton East. It's a brute and it's blowing 20 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So strap yourselves in.
Today, not a cloud in the sky, break par series, myself and Joe the Pro. We're going to talk emotions as well as we go round, because we're going to bring a couch out with us and see how we get on.
Enjoy this.
Right, break par, let's get out there. First hole then, 465 yards off this white tee that we're going to be sticking with today, the Gull Pit. Anything new in the bag? Oh, I see something, a few bits and bobs. Today is testing day, isn't it? Oh no, you've got your driver. I thought you had another one.
No, max 10k, sticking with this. I like this because in this scenario where you're straight out the car, no warm up, lots of forgiveness.
Oh, Joe, that is an absolute bomber.
It's a good start, isn't it? Drift.
Am I going to see that down?
I'm worried about it reaching that second ditch because I've hammered that, but we'll see. I think it was pretty good.
Wow, that was an absolute bomber.
Like that. How are you feeling?
New driver.
Oh wow.
Not a new driver, same driver. Just, well, you would have seen it on the Sunday morning show. If you went to the Sunday morning show, go and check that out. The Tinker show. What, a bit that like, thing there.
It's a low one.
That a bunker down there on the left.
There's a little waste area bunkery thing, yeah.
New?
You might be somewhere near that. Don't know, yeah. I've never seen it before.
No, I've clipped that bush there.
Clip some reeds there. Good time to talk about emotions?
Have we de-lofted this thing?
How far you got?
I've got very lucky is what I've got.
You have got a little lucky. He's come quite close to this little waste area, but he's skirted. That's what you get for being a good clean living boy, isn't it?
Yeah, get away with stuff.
What you got?
I've got 194 yards. I've got 5-iron in my hand.
Wind slightly helping on off the left?
Yeah, slightly helping off the left, and I do think I'm going to get a little bit of maybe a bit of ground help.
Okay. Bit clean and a touch down the left.
That might fraction left target, but actually could kick in.
Yeah, it's just left of the green. Wind's helping it, and there's a bit of slope there, isn't there? So
yeah.
All is not lost there.
Yeah, just having a little look at Joe's tee shot. 133 yards, he says, to the back. Well, to that pin. That pin is put right at the back of that green.
It is.
What club you got?
I'm going to hit gap wedge, so I can hit it hard and not worry about it going long.
Yeah, just drift now.
Fine if it's the club, isn't it? Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's pretty damn good, yeah, that's spot on. What do you reckon then, Joe? What do you think the round is today? What do you think par is?
There is a lot of wind, but
Yeah,
it's
there's
not a
plenty.
bad direction, is it? It's
No.
got to be 15, 20 miles an hour on it.
Yeah.
It's not a bad direction, but it's just a tough golf course, isn't it?
It's par 72. Oh no, par 71? Par 71, I think,
yeah.
Par 71, so I think today, if you shoot 3 over par, 2 over par, I think is par today.
Even with the lie you've got in that bunker.
I think I need to bail it out to that right hand side a little bit there, over towards kind of like your ball, and let it maybe feed back in.
Do you want a marker on my ball at all?
No, I think that'd be okay.
That's the ball we're talking about.
Oh. Just get it out as an option here.
Yeah, it's a good shot.
Up that slope and back down.
That's an unbelievable shot.
Not bad, is it?
You've played here before, haven't you?
I have played here once or twice before. Do you know the
turned
last
off-
time we played it together? Do you know what I did on the first?
Go on.
I pitched in.
Yes, you did. I remember it well, actually. Yeah, from over there.
Flopped one in there for
Yeah.
my, I think for my birdie.
You got a bit of form on this hole, haven't you? I did not see that as an option. That was very
What, round
impressive.
there?
I just didn't see it at all.
How do you want it?
Out's good for me, please, Daniel.
Come on, come on, come on.
Tried, didn't it? Didn't do a lot though.
I can't believe that was barely. That's okay. Take that away. So that's your par. I can't believe that was like almost inside the hole.
Yeah, it had the visual of a left to right, but then that shoulder that you played yours off
Yeah.
almost squared it up a bit. Pre-warning the viewer that will already know the state of Joe Cam. This light isn't easy to zoom in.
It is not. No. It's not a cloud. You need some clouds actually. Camera works better with a few clouds.
Yeah, but we'll look fantastic with this light, won't we, eh? Well, that, Daniel, is a par and a half.
There's two very different ways of making a par though, aren't there?
Good start.
Thank you. we're off. Second hole then, Joe. Just over 500 this one.
Yeah, into that, and then we turned straight into that breeze that we were talking about. So it's a tricky one here. There's a ditch that sort of crosses the fairway, and I'm guessing that's about 280.
Yeah.
Which is probably going to be driver range, but we're trying to break par. I don't want to lay back and leave myself
a full whacker in.
So I'm just going to roll the dice and take the chances that it misses that ditch, you know.
Yeah, hold there, hold there.
Right, I think it's floaty enough to stop into that wind, I think. It's going to be it's up the right edge of the fairway, isn't it?
Yeah, okay.
Should be alright.
Yeah, that's alright. Interesting one, when I play this course, I always think I think the prevailing wind is generally like, well, not prevailing wind, but if it's like downwind off the first,
yeah,
which is a tough par 4,
yeah,
it then makes this a really hard par 5.
Yeah.
You know, so it's almost like if you drop one on the first, you can pick it up on the second if it's the reverse wind.
If it's the other way around. Yeah, I think that's an interesting emotional one that you're talking about. If we're going into emotions,
yeah,
you're going glass quite half empty there, going, oh, if it's down off the first, it's going to be tough up the second.
Yeah.
I think if you can trick yourself into thinking, for every hole I've got into wind here, I'm going to have at least one down the wind.
Yeah.
I think that if you can stay like that,
yeah, that's true.
It gets you in a better frame of mind, doesn't it?
Just going for a little bit more height on this shot than the last, you know.
Oh, and he has absolutely laced it down the middle.
That feels so stable down by the ball now. That's sharp.
No idea if the zoom was right. I guessed an area.
Yeah, middle of the fairway.
Middle of the fairway, I tried. This is what he has to do. You think it's all just magic that it all appears in front of you guys.
Run out.
Every shot.
Get it all going.
Sprinting out, set it all up, then get a yardage. These PGA Tour boys, they got it easy. What's the number, Dan?
It's 240 to that flag, but it's 230 to get into that trap.
So 240 to the flag that Dan's talking about there. Pardon my shaky hands. And 230 to get in the trap, you said?
Yeah. The ideal shot for me is a little bit lower with a bit of draw and then get it to run up, because I can't fly this all the way there.
So you don't think you've got a 240 carry into this wind, no?
Not this wind's kind of like out of the right, but slightly hurting. I kind of want it to start on the flag and just turn it over off of that a little bit.
Absolutely played one.
Nutted that.
So it's just come up on the bank. Yeah, it's come about 225, 230, just on the bank, short left, where I'm quite clearly not focusing everyone.
I mean, I think I hit the shot that I was trying to get. It didn't go as high as what this 3-wood can go.
I tell you what though, you're in good shape though, just pitching up the greens.
Yeah, good leave. Joe the Pro, what we got?
Right, I've got 227. Bit in betweeny for me. I've got a lovely 5-wood in my garage that I was going to build up before we came out that I didn't.
Right.
Which into this wind I think would have been absolutely ideal here.
And out of that lie probably, because it's not sat perfectly, is it?
Great, is it? 3-wood's too much. 2-wood's just going to put me in that rubbish at the back.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to have to nuke a 2-iron, I think, down the left on your sort of line, and hope it chases up, because I can't carry that bunker from here.
Popped up high, didn't it?
Pop up a little bit higher. It's going to that left trap.
Left trap area. Okay, missed it probably just a fraction left of that trap.
Just short left, pitching up the green. Not distraught.
Right. No, that's all right. Oh dear. I can't believe that was...
Yeah, that's got battered by the wind in its last sort of 20 yards, isn't it? Because it looked like it was heading for that trap.
Yeah. I'm shocked it's got this far left, if I'm honest. It must have bounced left when it landed, and the fact that it's got round that side of the ball rush.
Yeah, how is it?
Got in there. Okay.
Right.
The good thing is you've got a slight gap there, Joe.
Well, I've got a perfect line. It's just how much this takes off it, isn't it?
Yeah, just what you got to be careful of at Saunton here is, and R&D and well, anywhere that have got these ball rushes really, that they're pretty sharp. So just be careful with your hands as you go through there.
Thanks, Dan.
Get up, get up, get up.
Go on then. Well, that's done all right, Dan.
Oh, Joe, that's stone dead.
No,
absolutely stone dead. There was nothing wrong with that shot. Easy. Good layup. That.
Short, but I'll take it. Right, what we got, Dan?
We've got a beautiful lie, but I've got to throw this. I don't have a choice really to run it up, because I can run it up into that trap pretty easily.
Yeah, the contours are taking it towards that trap, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm thinking I need to just kind of try and land this not far away from your ball and try and nip it and stop it. Easier said than done. But I've got a 60-degree wedge.
Tell you what.
I mean, that's come out a fraction lower than I was expecting, but...
Hey, slightly lower off the face than you wanted, but it was that beautiful nippy little strike, wasn't it?
But just a quick one for those people to have an understanding of that. When you get firm lies like this, and it's really tight, your strike location is always going to come out just a little bit lower. So you need to take that into account, because what's going to happen is the ball is going to fly out lower. So the launch is going to be down, but you're going to maximise your spin. So you saw where that ball landed and then it checked, purely because the strike was a lot lower, and then it enabled it to grip up the face.
Whereas if you were a US player and playing on some Bermuda stuff where it sits up, it's going to come
slightly higher on the face. Launch is going to go slightly higher, reduces the spin slightly, but you got a steeper descent angle in, which will make it stop a bit quicker as well.
And that's the end of gear chat with Dan Hendriksen.
There you go. Joe the Pro has given me my couple of foot putt, 1.5 foot.
Very good, Dan. Like that a lot. Right, to keep pace then.
What you got?
It's about ball outside the right.
Hold that line, hold that line, hold that line.
Okay.
Lucky, right.
Happy?
Happy, yeah, take that away. Solid start. Interesting that, isn't it? So my mindset when I go under par early, because that's ultimately, doesn't happen all the time, but when I go under par early, I think to myself, oh, that means I've got a little bit of a buffer there. If it does go slightly wrong, I'm already under par. Does that make sense?
See, I don't think that's necessarily a bad mindset. It's when you get protective of it.
Yeah.
Playing golf defensively is possibly the hardest thing to do in any sport. That's why you see so many collapses in golf from leading positions.
Yeah.
Because people go, oh, I've got something to look after, and they try. You're not trying to do something then, you're trying not to do something, you're trying not to mess up. Yeah. And I think that's the hardest thing to do emotionally.
Yeah, I agree. Just having a chat off camera there, me and Joe. 245 to this new waste bunker on the right hand side. I feel like it's a new one anyway, because I don't remember it. And I jumped on a 3-wood. And we had a brief discussion to say that is probably the worst club to bring into, because 3-wood gets that, doesn't it? Take it out of play, come up short, go long, do whatever.
You're doing one or the other. You're either banging driver past it, or you're picking a club that stays short of it, aren't you? It's the right play.
And we're going to go for the club that should stay short of it. Still got that bottom groove sorted, haven't I?
Absolutely fine though, just left of it. Gonna pull up short of it, in prime position. And there's a lesson in itself. Pick a club, you don't have to hit it perfectly, and you're still in prime position.
I think I've grown overnight. I think I'm just a little bit taller.
I thought you meant mentally.
No, I've not grown. I've not no. I just can't get at the bottom of the ball. So what are you going, 2-iron then, are you?
Not even that. I think 2-iron with a decent bounce down the wind, I think would get in that. So I'm going to go 3.
I love it.
That's hammered. It's good.
Yeah, that's really good. Nowhere near getting near that trap. That's perfect.
Straight across the tracer, didn't I?
It's fine. You'll be absolutely fine. Don't worry about it. Oh, they're really nice, those. If I knew someone at TaylorMade, I'd probably give them a call. You know.
Dan's not going to necessarily like this because his ball's lying in a bit the edge of this big waste area. But I love this. I love the fact that you can get some rugged lies. Like, who said it was supposed to be fair? I mean, you're not far off.
No.
But I kind of like that.
And actually, I think Saunton's moved a little bit more towards that old, kind of, not old, but like a more rugged, wastelandy areas, which
this gives it a lot of character, doesn't it?
Old character of it, you know. Anyway, 111 yards. That wind, I can't believe we've got this far, because that wind feels like it's hurting slightly. I've got my wedge. I don't think my gap wedge is going to get there.
So from this angle, he's looking.
Grip down on it slightly.
There.
Keep it up the left. There's more room up the left.
Got a lot of club on it. Staying up the left.
Sit down. Sit. Don't go over there. It's bounded, doesn't it, when it's landed? Okay.
Plenty of green to work with. Up and down available.
I think we've taken into consideration how much ground run there is there.
How much ground run there is and how, because you're sheltered on that tee, aren't you?
Yeah.
Behind, so you forget that you're going down a 15-20 mile an hour wind, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely right. So, how far we got?
94. Normally, like 90 would be about lob wedge for me. We've got a bit of helping breeze, and even hitting a hard high lob wedge, this is going to bound on 10.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try and pitch it sort of front fringe, kill it. There is a bit of a backstop, which is always handy. That's something I always look out for on these links courses, is areas you can hit it.
Yeah, and then what you've got behind and things. Yeah.
Some bit of margin for error.
Yeah, like that. Hit the wind and kicked it onto target.
Go on a bit, go on a bit. Bit shy. Yeah, I struck it well, it's just popped up.
Yeah, just did literally just ride up, didn't it?
Yeah, that was interesting.
Probably me to go first, but we'll let Joe go as we're at the front. This is the place to miss it, because you've got loads of pretty flattish sort of space here, whereas where I've missed it, as you'll see in just a moment, is absolutely dead and buried.
It surprised me, this one. I hit that and I thought that's going to perfectly pitch on the front of the green. That'd be good. It just pitched 10 short of where I thought it was going to. So I've been caught out there, but
I think two things kind of happened there. Either it hit a wall of wind early, or it just popped up higher than we kind of thought it did. Keep tracking, keep tracking, keep tracking, keep tracking.
the hill a bit, isn't it?
Okay.
Right, so Dan's gone a little bit long left. I'm just here, so I've got, I know, 6 or 7 feet from the path, so I'm struggling a bit. Dan has got quite a lot of contour to deal with halfway down, and coming over a little hump just up there, and coming down the wind, so he's really got his work cut out here. He's played an absolute worldie to, yeah, that's gimme range. Little low nippy strike again.
That's it. That links turf.
That's exactly what you're talking about, isn't it? Very good.
Oh, well happy with that finish there.
Surprise, that was
Crikey.
delicious. Little helicopter, Daniel.
Yeah, I got. I thought it was a Sea King. It's not a Sea King, is it? You get Chivener. Is the I think the station close by. It might be a Sea King. Someone in the comments would tell us what that is, Joe. Going straight at it?
Straight at it. Just focusing on a nice centred strike.
All day. Look at that. Look at that. Again, two very different but solid pars.
Gotta keep pace.
Fourth hole then, 433 yards. This is their toughest hole on the track.
Yeah, you've got to be very good position. Well, you've got to be in an unbelievable position to see the hole for the second shot, haven't you? You've got to be really tight left, and it's heavily bunkered down that left side. So yeah, it's very well designed. Natural things to do to get scared of those bunkers, bail out a bit right, which leaves you a very blind and longer second shot.
You go first, because I reckon I've got the wrong club here.
2 iron's going to be 280 down there.
It's running, isn't it?
Yeah, that 3 iron I hit went 270, 265. So I'm just going to try and aim it at the traps and let the wind pumping off the left a bit and drift it back. Bail out.
Hold that line. You want it short of that stuff, really.
Short of the really bad stuff. It's just that bail out that leaves you a long, tricky one in. Something into position, 5 wood, something like that.
I got a sneaky little 2 iron.
Okay, cool. Oh, this is your old one, isn't it?
We didn't get time to look at it today, but not that we can look really much at it, to be honest with you. I don't know what shaft is in it. I think it's an X100.
The old Callaway, we'll talk about that in a minute, shall we?
Yeah. X16. I like you say, out that trap up the left and just let it just do its thing off there.
That's it. Lovely.
So high on the face.
Exactly as he intended. Oh, crikey. Ignore that zoom in. Cancel zoom, cancel zoom.
Cancel.
Abort zoom.
Shot trace to pick shot, Joe.
Trust me, it was on the fairway, everyone. Dan, although he's middle of the fairway, he's left himself quite a long way back. And if we go round here, this hump that you'll see here, the green is tucked behind that. You can just see the sort of left green side bunker there. So he needs to be another 15 yards right of that. And he's got what, 2?
Yes, 217 middle, shot scope saying. And then I've got on the zapper, I've got 226 to the flag. I think it's 5 wood, is it not? Do you think it's going to stall a bit with 5 wood?
I think that's a lot of club.
Oh, lot of club.
You've got wind helping a bit off the left.
Do you think it's helping?
I think you only need to pitch it. Oh, is it not? Is it straight across?
Just across more.
I think I don't think you need to pitch it much more than 215.
Yeah, I think this one with a bit of choppiness on it.
Cool.
And then we've got it floating in.
Starting out of that trap.
On the trap, let it float onto the, see a marker pole out there? Overcut.
Might be over drifting a bit, that one. So it's just some rough short right of the green,
yeah.
I think.
Problem is with this wind, you get it moving too early and it will really go on you, won't it?
It's gone.
Got to commit. Wandering over, Joe's ball. 191 yards, shot scope telling me.
Where do you reckon the green actually? Do you reckon it's in that V? Oh no, I can see
you can see the marker post there in the
yeah.
distance. It should be literally just on that. And I don't think that on this line, I think the flag will be bang on that.
I'd like to hit 5, but I don't think I'm getting 5 out of that and over this hump.
No.
So I'm gonna have to.
Problem you got around here at the moment, well not, and pretty much been all year. Normally this grass would go really wispy, and you get a little bit of a tangly sort of thing, but it wouldn't. But it's so juicy because of the rain that we've had this summer. So it's just makes it so much harder. Not going to see it down on that line. Happy?
It's come out well. It's a bit left, isn't it? It's at the left side, left bunker,
I don't think
maybe.
that's not a bad angle for this angle you've got here. I think you'll be absolutely fine there.
Right, Daniel, we have missed the green. You're in a bit of trouble here. You've got bunker to carry.
But again, like you said earlier, look at the backstop behind that pin.
That's a very good point, actually. You're seeing all these today. You're like hyper aware.
Yeah.
You're like that. You're like Bradley Cooper in Limitless, where he sees everything.
Okay, it should feed in off that left-hand side as well. It'll be positive. Need too much right. Sit down. Sit.
Right, come on, backstop. Come on, backstop. Do your job. Here it comes. And we're nestled in there about 5 feet. He's got to be happy with that.
Higher strike as well, much better. The pro. You hit yours all right, Joe?
I did. It was just coming out of that stuff that you've got no idea how it's going to react, have you?
Yeah.
So it's just short left in this hollow. I think I've got every contour in golf in front of me here
to deal with.
So I'm going to try a low drivey one, sort of into or just short of that first tier. Skip it up it with some pace, up that slope you went up, down to the right, through the windmill.
And in.
And in. Well, loved it.
You're flubbing it, it's not a bad thing actually. Steady there now.
Well.
Yeah, that's right. Steady. Sit.
Steady.
Yeah, that's alright.
Absolutely take that. Nothing like I was planning, but more than happy. Right.
This will be a nice little mop up.
I have to work hard here. You do have to work hard at Saunton, don't you?
Well, you grind. It's a grinding condition, isn't it? I always think links golf is grind it out.
Yeah, you've got to keep your head on them. Yeah. Just outside the right edge and dropped in. I think this.
Yes, tidy. That's a great up and down.
Good save that. Isn't it?
Good bit of scrambling from you. Well done.
Scramble central. Asking the question of young Daniel.
Got a little read off of yours there. Maybe more straight up. Say.
Do you know what I always think when I watch these back on YouTube? There's no hiding from your stroke on these when you get straight up the line, is there? No. You know, when your mates will side on and think, oh yeah, good stroke, and they didn't see the Zorro you put on it. Stay up. Yeah, lovely solid putt. And that, my friend, is another great up and down. However, I've already alluded to this to Daniel. We're up to a little horror show next. Yeah. It's like the Southwest's postage stamp, isn't it?
This is it, yeah. They did talk about lengthening this at one point.
Oh really? No, that'd kill it.
It would kill it, yeah.
Absolutely. That would absolutely kill it. It's a gem.
108 yards. This.
Am I stealing your honour again?
Yeah, you go for it. Keep going. Yeah, look at the wasties. Look at this. I've not seen any of this now. The this wasty bunker here in front of us. It's lovely, isn't it? No, I love it. I think it's fantastic. Well, it's questionable some of the shots I've played, but it's just nice to see it. I think. Yeah,
it's yeah. Ordinarily, I like a sort of neatly fine manicured, but there's certain places that suit, and everywhere else it's got a nice blend, hasn't it? The bunkers are beautifully trimmed, the greens are presented phenomenally, and then you've just got this sort of ruggedness around it. It's a lovely blend, isn't it? Tell you what's not lovely. This hole is a terror.
It's just I think just middle of the green.
Well, I do as well, but it's just an upturned saw, isn't it? You're short, it's rolling down 30 yards. Yeah. 30 yards back.
Yeah,
Anything long's just dead as a dodo.
Yeah.
And then you're going into a 15-mile-an-hour end with it with a wedge that's spinning up on you. So you've got to play a very controlly, chippy one, I think, haven't you?
Yeah, come on, float back.
Stick! Oh!
Stop, 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 stop.
That goes 20 yards back now. Thought I'd played that alright as well.
That was hard, but what'd you hit there?
A little pitching wedge, 108. Thought I'd hit, go up, take some spin off. Oh, it's a tough little hole in to win this. That's right on the pin.
Push forward on that area there. Oh yeah.
That's good. That's dead pin high. 10 foot right of it. God, I lose concentration down. I zoom in on the right place, then I look up and look at it, and then when I look back at the camera, I'm looking at something else.
You're not there.
But that was a lovely shot, a beautifully controlled little 9-iron, 108 yards into wind.
Wandering up then, there's Joe's ball, and look at the slope. I mean, he's got it right on the top of that hill there, and then it just goes, kind of runs all the way back down to his feet as he's got it there. If you keep it just kind of right of centre, it doesn't run like Joe's ran off down that front part there. It doesn't run quite as much. So, but you've got to be brave because there's a huge run off down the right hand side as well.
Great shot of yours, mate.
Thank you very much. Joe and I are calling it grind mode today because when the wind's up like it is, you just got to grind the scores out. It's still scoreable. It's not particularly firm. It's softish. Oh, get that hopped. Okay, yeah, that is the danger of putting.
Catches the wrong hump, it's gone.
What's your thought then? Because your short game's tidy.
It is. Whenever there's an opportunity to putt on these link surfaces,
you do.
I do. Premium on strike.
Yeah.
With the tight turf, and as those of you will know, we haven't had much warm up.
No. Which is always a little DHG complaint actually from, well, not necessarily from you, but mainly from Paul. He likes to get here a good 2 hours before.
I got here a good 2 minutes before.
Come on, hold. Oh, you little
Joseph. All about pace was the last word I said there, wasn't it?
Okay.
Just to see from the side, you can probably just see how much higher Dan is than the hole, so he's got to come down the hill a bit, which for those of you who don't know means the ball will be moving a bit slower. It'll take its time to get there and will break more because it's taking more time to get there. Oh, Daniel, stay up. Oh.
See that go?
I tell you what, crikey, that's a cheeky little pin, isn't it?
It's quite pitched, isn't it?
Solid as a rock. Very, very good.
Okay. Oh, I tell you what, those are the ones that can frustrate you massively, can't they? When you hit a decent shot in and you walk off with a 3-putt. Not that I've done that there, but there's always that chance. 345 yard par 4, Joe. Off this tee, there is a back tee.
It's a great little hole, this one, isn't it?
You got to just, it's all about position off the tee.
So you might be able to pick up the red stakes down the right. Definitely not with my finger work there. Down the right, there's a ditch that runs all the way down the right hand side. The green's over there. Beautiful. So it's down the left hand side.
What about that?
He's absolutely rifled it. That's going to leave him little more than a flick. Guy's on
2-iron, eh? Never thought I'd be in a 2-iron again.
Guy's on fire.
Do you like the old kind of specs, Joe?
As in loft specs?
Yeah,
or...
well, I mean, I'm gonna do a video on it, but like I'm getting hold of these back, yeah, off my friend, which were mine.
Yeah.
So you've got obviously loads of MOI in that head.
Yeah.
All right. But 7-iron comes in at 34 degrees in loft.
Which is a very traditional loft, and like you said, for someone like you who doesn't spin it a great deal,
yeah,
it's probably not a bad idea. I spin it a lot, so I like.
Yeah, you need D-loft.
I steer towards less loft where possible.
Yeah.
So yeah, in essence, no, I'm not a fan for me.
Not for you, but for the old school way. Well, like that. Hold there then. Can't see it down the viewfinder.
Yeah, it's good. It's just inside the ditch, so it just drifted right at the end.
Yeah.
It took
Did you draw it in? Did you draw that into the wind a bit?
A touch, but then it still fell right because
Yeah.
it's pretty strong still, isn't it? Yeah, we're in good shape.
The perfect spot, really. I mean, ditch is right there,
Yeah,
but you've left yourself the best angle into this flag because you're not having to go over anything.
yeah, you're looking right down the throat of it, aren't
You
you?
really are.
But a little tricky.
31 you got?
Yeah, 131, but with a back pin and into wind's always tricky. I like a front pin when it's into wind, you know what I mean? But
yeah, I get it, yeah.
let's try and nudge this in there somewhere close because I've got some work to do to catch you up now.
Keep turning in then. Hold that.
Needs to go a bit, I think.
Yeah.
6 out of 10.
Not an easy shot to play that with lots of loft in your hand, you know.
Yeah, I'll tell you about my recurring nightmare.
No.
I had a 9-iron. I had this for years. A 9-iron. It's pretty much like this. 9-iron from the middle of the fairway, slight upslope, which I was on there. See how it's on the upslope there?
Yeah, slight upslope, yeah.
Into wind, and I kept hitting it, and it kept coming over my head, and it would wake me up. I'd be like, so I'd be trying to.
Woke up in a sweat.
I'd be leaning on it like this in my dream, and it would still spin up back over my head. That's a glimpse into my world.
How long did this go on for?
Oh, 2 years?
No.
Not every night, but on and off. Yeah, my mate's recurring dream, Duncan Hodgson, if you're out there, you're listening to this.
Yeah.
First tee, a Surrey golf course, can't remember which one it is, but it's quite surrounded by a hedge. And it's quite tight. And every time he makes a practice swing, he's hitting the hedge. Can't make a swing, can't make a full swing without hitting the hedge. Tees his ball up to make a backswing, hits the hedge. All his playing partners, perfectly fine, they could all make a swing. Duncan just couldn't make a swing and just walked off. He had that for years himself. Well, we got down 115.
115 to this flag. It's
So you see it up there.
I think it's not dissimilar to what we did on the last hole.
Yeah, you probably
Slightly different angle, but I'm going to go with a little 9-iron again.
Let's zoom in just right at that pin.
Back there. Get back there.
Solid, bang in the centre of the green, maybe fractionally short of pin eye. DH in control of his golf ball in this tricky wind.
I think when you get the back pin like that, just keep it out of the wind and try and skip it up the green as best you can. That's my thought anyway. Joe the pro then.
Right, yeah, very sort of 5 or 6 out of 10 approach shot, about 45 feet away. Not too much in the putt, just a hair off the right, so just focusing on pace.
Keep travelling. Keep travelling.
Great for line again, wasn't it?
Yeah, okay, take that away. Right, that's your par. You're in.
I did you a disservice, I think, leading up. I said it was alright. Middle of the green. Short of pin eye. I think you're about 2 inches short of pin eye and you're about 15 feet away. I think I did you a little bit of a disservice there.
Kind of got it right edge, maybe just a fraction outside. I'm not going to say smidgen, because I won't say that.
It's alright, Paul's not here.
Yeah.
DH, absolutely burying them.
Oh my word, what's
Look
going on
at this guy go.
What's going on here? Do you know why? Do you know what it is?
You're with me and you're having a great time and you're loving life?
Chit-chatting. you switched me off from actually playing, I'm just chit-chatting.
Do you think we just need to stay away from Paul?
I think, well, it makes it so intense, doesn't it?
Right, DH strutting around like Donald Trump. Can you say Donald Trump on YouTube? You probably can't.
He's been on YouTube.
That's true actually, yeah. -2 at the toughest course in the southwest. What a display. So we've got a long tough par 4. Green is just up there to the right of that white path. You can see the flag there. Quality zooming from me.
409, this would be stroke index, I think like 2.
Yeah, it's
maybe 3, maybe 3. We've already had a 1, haven't we, on the front 9, so
it's 2 good hits, isn't it?
that wind's out the right, isn't
just
it?
Off the right, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, DH.
We love this.
Fresh out of Joe's tour van with his new PXG tipped driver, flushing it.
Running as well, isn't it?
Lovely shot, Dan.
I want the summer to end, you know. I get a nice little bit of run still. You know, that low ball flight, little chip and chase for me. Do you prefer the wind out the right? You feel like you can hold it against it?
So I don't mind, I hate it off my back because I think you're going to cut it and then it's never going to stop cutting. So
yeah, true that,
nice wind for me, this one.
Oh, I love that. Stay there. That's so good.
High, but good.
bounding. Yeah, nice.
We're okay.
Very good, mate. Great shot.
What's the digits, Daniel? What's the digits?
116 yards.
Right half.
This wind is hurting a fraction.
Pin is up there. I think it's got to be hurting a touch. I've had this discussion about crosswinds before. It kind of depends on the shape, doesn't it? If you start drawing it, you're arguably going to be coming downwind.
Which is my natural shape a bit, isn't it?
Yeah. So what have you got?
Got my wedge.
Can I point out another little Saunton backstop? If you look behind that pin,
yeah,
you've got another little tier, so I wouldn't be too worrying about being aggressive because it might spin back down. Drifting just left of the pin at the moment. See, that's what happens, isn't it? It starts turning down on the wind, yeah. It's travelling down it, so it's gone a few yards further than it.
There's actually this, you talk about that back shelf there, there's actually it's like a shelf on the left as well.
Okay.
So I'm kind of on that top tier there a little bit. So the pro just got himself in the left, kind of semi-rough, but it's not really, is it, at Saunton? It's kind of like someone's normal fairway, at Parkland normal fairway.
It's pretty smart, isn't it? Yeah.
What you got, 100 and...
I've got 91 actually.
Have you?
Yeah, so I'm going to play a little sort of back in the stance 54,
yeah,
3/4 swing, drive it forward.
Kind of hitting more into the wind initially. Come down.
Come down a bit as well, doesn't it? Yeah. Crikey, I've not judged that well, Dan.
The problem is, like you said, as soon as it started going left on the wind, it's then going downwind, isn't it?
And it's picked up 5 or 6 yards and left me 50 feet away. Not ideal. Not making it very easy for myself, Dan. It was a good green light chance that, and I've thumped it 50 foot past coming over.
Do you think, like with me, I'm more like chit chat and it gets me more in a rhythm and off I go with you?
I know what you're going to say.
Take you off into a world, you just not golf.
Yeah, I have to focus. I said to you earlier, like I remember when I was younger, I used to come off tournament rounds shattered. Like I needed to sit down. I was gone because I'd spent all my energy like working this out, working out that slope. I think I have to play like that to do any good. And if I'm just like larking around, it's difficult for me to focus. Not that I'm larking around, I'm trying my hardest, Dan. We've got 50 feet, it goes up, levels, and then down at the end, falling to the right. Always falling to the right on that downslope, down to that hole. Bit pacey. And the wind wants to kick it that way. That's good. Steady now. It's another 6 or 7 foot
going, isn't it?
In my life.
I thought that was... didn't need in my life.
Not needed.
This is a funny one, so the higher I hit this, the more it will go, yeah?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, this is a funny one. So right where the hole is, it's almost in a little bowl actually. Funny little bowl.
Yeah, you can kind of see why yours went so far now, based on the slope right by. Between the flag and the hole is a huge slope.
DH. Right. Oh, what a lovely try that was.
Try, wasn't it?
What a lovely try that was. A little bit of mopping up to do, but not as much as me. I'm going left half, but I'm worried the wind's going to hold it there.
Nice, Joe. That was a really good putt.
Thank you, mate.
Very tidy.
Just read it and blocked it online. Lovely. Right, I feel a bit stingy here.
Yeah.
Would you give this in match play?
I don't think I would.
Would Paul give this in match play?
Paul's not giving it, is it? Paul goes on putters, doesn't he? Short 32-incher.
Yeah, well mopped up, Dan. Straight in the middle, solid as a rock. Look at this guy go.
Oh yeah.
Working my tail off here to be 1 over par. It's just cruising.
Smoothly does it, Joe. Smoothly does it.
Cruising.
They call this one the Sand Hill, Joe.
Cool. It's
the 8th hole. 3, 3,
what do they
5,
call
7.
it that, Dan?
Got this almighty dune. To be fair, for a links course, this is the only dune I think you go over on this hole, on this golf course. Like as in off the tee.
Yeah, I can't think of another one actually.
No, like a blind one. Some golf courses you go to, there's lots of blind tee shots.
Generally it's all in front of you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So up and over this marker pole that you can see, that sunlight is just, well, the sun is really low now in the evening time.
Right.
So it's a little bit harder.
Place, Daniel.
Your club you got?
I've got 2 iron.
Never saw it.
Absolutely split the marker post. That's good for me, that.
Okay,
yep,
very good.
That. What are you thinking?
I don't know what to hit there.
You can go up as far as anything can street. You can hit anything from. It would be 5 iron wedge today down this wind and how firm it is.
Yeah.
Or you could hit up to driver and be. You'd get. I reckon if you hit driver, you'd be 30 yards short down this one today.
I don't need that though, do I?
No.
I'm just going to flick a 4-iron.
I like that. I think 4-iron for you will carry what, 195?
Yeah, 195-ish.
Possibly add 10 for the wind. Yeah. 205. Crikey, you can barely see into this sun, can you?
No, yeah.
And then down this wind and down a firm fairway, I'm going to have to come side on here, Dan.
Yeah, it's fine. I forgot to put the shot tracer on for yours, so...
Well, trust me, folks, it was gorgeous. That is A1, Daniel.
You don't want that one back. That's
5 yards left of the marker post.
Yeah.
And struck as well, wasn't it?
I'll get the bell because mine'd be closest to the bell there.
Right, folks, we've come over that. What was it called again? Sandhill.
Yeah, Sandhill.
So we come over that big bugger there, and Dan's placed his ball immaculately in the middle of this little fairway.
106 yards, Joe.
106 yards. I don't know if you can see this because it's so shooting into the sun. Pin in that little, really beautifully framed by these little humps. I love the approach to this hole, always have, Dan. What have you got, Dan?
I've got 56-degree wedge, which should go about 100 to 105 yards down, like with the normal no wind. You've got to be careful here because there's that little Mackenzie just short of that pin. So you kind of want to be aggressive and either throw it all the way or go a bit lower and chase it up. I think there's a bit of wriggle room behind that pin, so I'm going to go more kind of back behind.
Is it wriggle room or is it wiggle room?
Wriggle, I call it wriggle room.
Oh, I think it's wiggle room.
Is it wiggle room?
I think so.
Oh, sit down. Sit.
Pulled it a touch, it might have a bit on it.
Sit. Back edge.
I think that's up towards the back of the green a bit. What I love about links golf, look at this lovely little linksy sliver of turf that comes out. Someplace this.
Joe, 72 yards he's got to this flag. If I just turn around and just show you, this is what he's working into, and he's kind of coming across these dunes from that angle there. He's kind of got a bit of a blind shot from where he is. He's got his most lofted. Flicked it up in the air. Sit there. That's not bad. Just a fraction long on your line, but not bad at all. Landed, kind of killed it in the upslope there. Pretty good.
Right, so we've got, Dan's just run through, so he had to get up this tier, but then coming down the wind, there's not much to stop it on. I've run a little bit long here as well, but Dan is just in the rough, so he's got to chip back down there.
Kind of grass is laying into me a little bit, so...
Got to keep your speed up.
I've got to keep the speed up, and I've got a 56, which is probably about right. Push it forward and let it release down.
Settle, stay. Yeah, it's just stayed on the bank there. He's had a good touch. He's still got a very realistic par putt. Tricky though, you've got to, like you said, you've got to put speed into that so you don't flub in front of you.
Yeah, no, I kind of wanted to do, you know that little shot with the little drawy wedge shot?
Yeah.
I wanted that, but the lie didn't allow it, you know?
That's a good lesson though, isn't it? You've got to play the shot that the lie and the situation allows you. You could have tried the shot that you wanted to play, wasn't feasible and ended up
here,
duffing it in front of you.
Absolutely. Trying to play that shot where you got too much grass between club face and ball, it just doesn't do.
Yeah, it may not be the shot you want to play, might it? But sometimes you have to play a shot.
Adapt.
That you're presented with. Right. I need one of these to start dropping, Dan.
Yeah, you read it. Come
on. Ooh, we're in business, Dan.
You said it.
That's
a great putt, that. Wow.
Little double breaker on you, that.
Yeah, it looked
that way and then just... Yeah, it looked like it was missing left, didn't it? And then the last breath just fell in. Which might give you a clue what yours is going to do at the end, right?
This is going to do all the swinging early. Gone.
It went early.
It's gone.
Pick that up, Dan.
Okay, it's a drop shot from a pretty straightforward shot in, wasn't it?
Yeah, disappointing, but you've got money to play with. You're playing with house money, Dan.
Good ninth hole then. 372 yards off this D. You've got the big boy out because I think, what, you're going to have a little...
No, I mean, it's
chase at it.
We're not getting anywhere near, but I've always found on this hole, I've tried to lay up and it gets tighter when you lay up. If you just bang driver, for me, I can carry that garbage on the right. If I block it right, I can carry those bunkers and you're just on the 10th hole flicking across.
That's true,
it actually makes it a very wide fairway for me if you just get a strike on it.
And actually the furthest further right you go on this tee shot, the better the angle into this green.
Exactly that. So
you get it down the left and you're in some real pickle with your second shot. That is huge.
Perfect, Daniel.
That is perfect. Not sure we're going to see it down there, but
yeah, it's A1.
Pretty good to me.
Happy with that.
Good strike.
We're on a charge, Daniel. So the traps I think are only 230 to get past. So see that tower on top of the hill there? I'm zooming in on it. Yeah. I always love that off this tee. Yeah, that tower that you've just absolutely split.
That one there?
Can't see it down, but if that had had a mile and a half more carry, you'd have hit that. You'd have hit that tower. Yeah. How many?
117, Joe.
117.
Yeah, so 117. Actually, very similar to that that shot I had into not the last hole, the hole before.
So the pin that I just zoomed in on there, I'm going to re-zoom in on. Just over that bunker, so it's not the ideal angle, but he's got a lot of green between that bunker and the pin, so it's not a concern really.
I've got wedge.
And the way he's been dialing these in, I quite fancy this one in close.
Yeah, I'm trying to hold it up against the wind a little bit to take a bit off. Don't want it turning over too much.
Exactly as described, just right at the pin. That looks that looks good to me, mate. I think that's a good number. Pitch just 10 foot right at the stick and then looked like it was bouncing in, getting a bit of ground help. He's back in business.
Let's hope so, eh? Rethinking that shot then, would you go again with the same one, or would you just like...
I think I still would. I just didn't anticipate hammering it so much and turning it over. I was aiming out there really.
Yeah.
So I've hammered it with a bit of a draw and I've got 66 yards, which is awkward. I'm just going to have a little... Do you mind if I just have a little run up and see where it is?
You run along. Just want to take this opportunity to thank ShotScope for all their support of the Break Pass series. All the assets that you see, all the information that we bring to you comes from those guys. So thank you very much for your support. Let's get back to Joe. 66.
66 indeed.
Club. Lobber.
I've got a lob wedge at the moment. The pin's in this sort of back raised quadrant at the left.
Yeah.
So I've got a shot. I could drive it in low and pitch it in the bank and kill it, or I can float it all the way there, and at the moment
you're feeling floaty.
I haven't really decided.
Pick your shot, commit to the shot, whichever one you choose.
I feel like, yeah, I'm going to go to a 54 and just get it into that bank.
Okay, so sandy. Look tidy. Oh no!
Oh, just carried about 2 yards too far. Just carried on top rather than into it. No, that's in that back little rough.
Whereas the higher floatier one would have stalled it, I suppose.
Yeah,
it's a difficult one. The problem is, Joe, you've got so much undulation on that green.
Yeah. You've
almost got to be so precise, haven't you?
I thought it was good, if I'm honest. I'm slightly disappointed, but there you go.
Joe the Pro has got himself. That is just awful.
Got a big bank behind it there. It's tough. I can't play it like a shallow chip. So I've got to.
He's got to almost just drop the club on the ball. Let the weight of the club just push the ball forward. You got to think, as soon as his handle's going forward, he's turning that 54, 60 degree wedge into probably like a 1-iron.
Tricky to judge the pace when that happens.
It is. It's flat enough though, isn't it? It's not like you got loads of dunes or hills to go over. Look at that. Look at that.
Happy with that, Daniel.
Look at that.
Very happy with that.
That is impressive, Joe.
Thank you, mate.
Berg. Well done. Very good.
Really big time.
Little 60 degree wedge.
Yeah, so like probably a foot behind my right foot that was addressed, and then just vertically dropped onto it. So yeah, it came out lovely that. I did an Instagram story the other day, Dan, when I arrived here for practice in the morning, saying, for those of you who've never experienced Saunton on a crisp summer's morning, I feel sorry for you.
It's all right.
I feel the same way about a crisp summer's evening tonight. This is just gorgeous, isn't it? Roll out a bit. Just a touch shy. Plenty good enough though, mate. You pick that up.
Okay.
Tidy work.
Joe the Pro, that ends part 1. I'm at 1 under. You're at level.
Let's go get it. Let's go get it.
We'll see them all tomorrow for part 2.